Joining me right now on the phone to walk us through it is former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon. Steve, thanks very much for weighing in and joining the conversation this morning. What do we know about Hunter Biden, and what does this tell us, Steve?
Well, I think this tells us very simply, Maria, I've been on your show since the beginning of this year saying consistently one thing, that Joe Biden has extensive financial relationships with foreign governments and companies controlled by foreign governments that he's never disclosed. In fact, he's lied about it. This is the first story, and the New York Post has done a great job. You got Emma Jo Morris and the great columnist Miranda Devine does a terrific job. Everybody should go to the New York Post for the story. But this just lays right out that Joe Biden has lied to the mainstream media. He's lied to the New York Times. He's lied to the Wall Street Journal. He's lied to the Washington Post. He's consistently lied. He didn't know anything about this. These emails show that he lied about that. Also shows there's another story there that shows the extensive relationships they're doing, I think, to violate FARA regulations, talking about all these meetings they're going to set up. This is the Biden family and Joe Biden has a major national security problem. And that problem is that they've got extensive financial relationships across the globe with, lots of companies controlled by foreign governments, and they've never disclosed it. And Joe Biden has stood on the debate stage across from President Trump. He's lied about it. He's lied about this specific thing with Burisma. He's lied about it consistently, and he's got to be held accountable. He's got to be held accountable by the mainstream media, and he has to be held accountable, I think, by the Trump campaign and ultimately the American people. But Joe Biden has got to come clean with it.
Well,
he's just a stone-cold liar.
Steve,
he stood up brazenly and has lied about this, and now he's been outed. There is a massive treasure trove of emails and other stories and other relationships that are going to come out with some great journalists that are working on it right now. They're not going to be able to spin this. They're not going to be able to lie about it. Joe Biden, look, he stood up. He's supposed to be Joe from Scranton. He's Joe from Wilmington, Delaware, and he acts like some scumbag PR guy from one of these global corporations. Joe Biden, if he wants to be president of the United States, he's got to stand in front of the American people, and he has to sit there and tell them what his family's extensive financial relationships are. He is a compromised individual. His family is compromised. This is a known fact. He's got to come clean with this.
Well, do you think people understand this? I mean, you say he's got to be held accountable. The media is not holding him accountable. The files also show Hunter repeatedly referring to his father as my guy. He kept saying my guy while writing to a colleague at Burisma and discussing a $25,000 retainer. Steve, how much did Hunter Biden get while his father was sitting on, was the vice president, and he's sitting on a board of this Ukrainian company?
Look, he got a tremendous amount of money, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. There's much more to come. There's much more deeper financial relationships. Listen, the bottom line is the mainstream media's credibility is going to be online here. They have got to stand up and they've got to hold the Biden accountable. Not just that. Where's the FBI in this? The FBI had this hard drive since December of last year. If the FBI had come forward when they got this, President Trump would have never been impeached. This is a national scandal.
Unbelievable. And the Democrats, the president's critics, will not acknowledge it either. Steve Bannon, thank you so much for calling in this morning to go through it with us. We'll see you soon, Steve.